Get it every day. So I got it once every 2 weeks when I was able to save my money up. Then if you get adventurous, you get a brown crown with nuts. And that is chocolate with nuts, with ice cream in the milk. Well, we are at the Fulton County Stadium, but this is the neighborhood I was raised in. This is the first neighborhood that when we moved from Alabama, we moved here when I was 3 years old, called Summerhill.
Young Evander was unusually energetic, frightening neighbors by climbing anything that was climbable, including telephone poles. But Annie Holyfield found a solution, the Warren Boys Club.
And it did work out, cause like when he went to school, go to the boy club, come home, he was too tired, you know. Climbing over the trees, or want to jump on fence, or want to swing on the limb, you know, things like that, you know. He was too tired to do that. He had done it all over there at the boys club.
But I joined the boys club at that time because of quarter, and I became a member. And it's because of quarter, and I remember getting the money from my mom, and I was all excited. I started boxing here, and how I started boxing, I came up from the football field, and I came into the gym. Someone was hitting the speed bag. As you can see over there, when someone's practicing, everybody in the gym can watch. And I wanted to learn how to hit the speed bag, and I asked the coach, can I hit the speed bag? He said, you had to be on a boxing team. So I asked him, he said no. Every day I would come by and ask him, and finally one day he told me I could. Well, you know, when I started, when I was young, the glove was like 14 to 16 ounces. And you know, at 65 pounds, the glove kind of reached almost your elbow. And they were so heavy. And when the referees are boxing, usually the guy that get the first shot usually win, because you hit the guy and the other guy start climbing. The referee will come in and stop the fight.
Evander Holyfield was 8 years old. His boxing career had begun. And from the beginning, his ambition and his ability was nurtured by a man who became a second father, the club's boxing coach, Carter Morgan. Morgan was drawn to Holyfield's precocious skills and his work ethic. He told Evander one day he would be champion of the world.
Well, my coach here was named Carter Morgan. He's the coach that's responsible with my foundation of boxing. He's the coach that gave me the goal to be a heavyweight champion. And he cared for me as I was his grandson. And he provided things that normally that people that didn't provide unless they were their parent. He gave me shoes, clothes. I feel that he was the person that I was missing in my life. My mother was very strong, but with this man could pull the best out of me. One thing he taught, never ask too many questions. If you want to know how to do something, you watch and you pay attention, but don't ask any questions. Who is you to ask questions? You ain't smart enough to ask questions yet. So I would learn by watching and just hearing. And he would always enlighten me on things. He would always talk to me. He always said that I was different from the next person. I didn't ask questions, I just did. Didn't know the reason why I did it. But once I got older, I didn't have to ask him questions because I knew the reason why he should jab and throw 1, 2, 3 and things like that.
I said, he the one stood by him, did for him. And he the one when everybody else went bad, no thank you. He seen what nobody else could see. And I said, now anybody should be praised, it should be him.
At age 16, Evander Holyfield lost his first coach and second father. Carter Morgan had died of emphysema.
Everything I did in boxing at that point in time, I did it to please him. Because he's a man that treated me like I was his son, his son or grandson. He gave me things, and he would take me out of town, and he would ensure my mother that he was going to take care of me. Now this man is gone, and you know, and for a while I was just like, no, I don't have no reason to box. I was empty, until the 76 Olympic came about, and I started watching it on TV. Then that's when I realized that, yeah, I want to make the Olympic team. And that's when I decided to do it for me.
Featuring Sugar Ray Leonard, the 1976 U.S. boxing team was perhaps the greatest in American Olympic history, winning 5 golds. And watching it all, a student at Atlanta's Fulton High began sharpening his focus.
When did I go to senior prom? I didn't go to the prom. At the time, didn't have a car and didn't really have the money to afford it. And then again, I was just so into my boxing, and I had the opportunity to either go to prom or go to Canada. I chose to go to Canada to box, and I went there and I fought in this tournament in Canada, and I won the tournament.
After graduating from Fulton High, Holyfield began work at Epps Air Service fueling airplanes. The job's demands matured him, Holyfield said, but the modest pay intensified his Olympic aspirations.
I realized at one point in time at that work is that pumping gas till you're 65 years old, that's, that could be tough. And we had a guy named Benny that worked there, and Benny was a lot older, had been there with the company for years and years and years, like 13, 15 years. And to feel that if I worked there 20 more years, 30 years, I can actually just get up to $6 or $7 an hour, it would have been heartbreaking. I was invited to go to Colorado to train on the Olympic team. So at that time, I was sitting there at the table with all the people that worked there, all the employees, and I told them, I said, look, get my autograph now, because you're probably gonna have to wait in line to get it later, like that. And they started laughing. Don't nobody want your autograph. I said, I'm telling you, you need to get my autograph now.
At the Los Angeles Olympics, Evander Holyfield, Fulton High class of '80, cruised toward the light heavyweight gold medal, easily defeating opponents from Ghana, Iraq, and Kenya. In the semifinals, he faced New Zealand's Kevin Barry, and in the remaining moments of the second round, Holyfield unleashed a pulverizing left hook.
The referee was counting him out, and I was saying to myself, no, don't count him out. I want to get him out cold. This is what I'm saying in my mind. So the referee didn't count him out. He stopped, then he waited, then he came back, and he said, next time I said, stop, stop. And I said, okay. Then he said, you disqualified.
Just as the referee was ordering the boxers to break, Holyfield landed his decisive blow. Stunning many, he was judged in violation of the rules, and the decision awarded to the battered New Zealander.
And they raised his hand and they paraded us around the ring with his hands up. And I felt bad. Then in my mind, I said, no, we in the United States, they can't do this. They're gonna overturn this. And I watched Howard Cosell on TV, and he said, well, he came on smiling and said, well, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that Evander don't lose his medal, but bad news, he don't get a chance to go into the final.
Though there was no gold medal match, it was decided Holyfield could keep the bronze he earned for reaching the semifinals. And the gold medalist from Yugoslavia was among many to express support.
That really hurt. But, all my life, I had incidents like that, that I felt that I won, that I didn't get the decision. So it was something that I was accustomed to. But I always knew that it wasn't the end of the rainbow. I always felt that, it's always something special happens after an incident like that if you just keep the right frame of mind.
I fell in love with Evander Holyfield in the